Be pouring footers today. Looks like concrete truck just pulled up. We got Gerald there getting everything squared away with that. We walk up here. Here's the project. We form these footers out of wood, and this is what we're going to get ready to be pouring. We have these grade pins shot for 8-inch deep footers, which has to be at least 18 inches wide. So we got these all formed up, and we're going to get ready to get these poured. If you're wondering how you know if you're at the right depth, that's what these pins are for, like I was saying. So you set up a transit, and best thing to do is like shoot this pin, and then shoot this pin. You can just pull a string on to get those. If you have somebody just shoot grade, you can just drive them down as somebody tells you how far you need to go. But we got them in every footer, no more than 3 foot apart. And then there's these pier holes that have a pin in each one too. So if you're wondering, that's how you get a whole house leveled up from the start. So it starts from here.
If you guys are new to this channel is all about building your own house and saving a ton of money, so be sure to subscribe and smash that like button. Alright, let's get started. The first thing we're doing after we got as far as we could along the side there is filling these pier holes that we couldn't reach with the chute. The chute comes out, I think it's about 12 foot or so, but it obviously wasn't long enough to reach these pier holes, so we had to fill them up with the wheelbarrow. But alright, so we got those pretty well done, and now we're just finishing up along the side here. I'm guiding the chute. I got my GoPro on so you can see some first person view of how to do some real laboring here. But so after you pour it, you got to take this rake. Here's the most important part of pouring the footer really is you go through and tamp it down with your rake to get it flush with the top of those grade pins we put in. So theoretically, if the grade pin's level and you tamp this to where you get it flush with the top of the pin, you're at the same grade as the grade pin. And you shot those grade pins before you did all the footings, so this is how you get your whole house on the same level playing field there. So I'm here guiding the chute still, and you know, when you're guiding this chute, you got to be careful it doesn't get away from you, and you need to have clear operation to be able to tell the driver when to stop letting the concrete come out and when to move forward and stuff like that. So a little bit of experience. After you pour one house, it really, you know, it's pretty straightforward. And it's, you want to have at least 2 guys when you pour footers, someone to guide the chute, someone to rake it out and kind of get it to the right depth there as you're moving along. And you know, 3 makes it really easy, but 2's doable. Right here it's just me and my dad pouring, and the driver that's driving the truck, he is an excellent driver. He has done a lot of houses, so that helps a lot too. I've had drivers before that totally should not be delivering concrete. But anyways, that's here nor there. But yeah, like I said before, you know, you make sure you go ahead and get this to grade using your rake to the pin. And if your concrete's too dry, this makes this step pretty challenging. But if you, as you can see, it kind of has a like a liquidy top there, so that's what you want. It kind of levels itself out as you work it down into the footer. So, and in case you haven't seen before, you can dig these footers out with a backhoe, and instead of forming it up with the wood that you see here, it'd be the same idea, other than instead of using boards, you just take a backhoe and dig down the ground and get your footers that way. But this saves a little bit of money if you form them up out of wood yourself, and it saves you, of course, a block because you're already 8 inches higher off the ground when you pour your own footer. So as you can see here, this is actually dug in the ground. These footers, it's around the garage. So you know, this is how some houses would do clear around, in case you're not familiar. But so this is me just guiding the chute. There's my dad. He's raking it out and tamping it down as we go, just to help let us know how much more or less we need in each spot, and just controlling that sucker. And I had a problem right here when we were pouring. I couldn't see the driver to tell him what to do, so actually got it filled up a little bit too much by the time we're said and done. Had to take a few scoops out, but you know, that's a simple fix. Just throw a couple shovelfuls out. You know, wasn't that bad. So we got them to stop right there. So that worked out pretty good. And you definitely want to make sure you have a good whirl barrel too when you go to pour concrete, because that concrete's heavy. And the whirl barrel that you just seen there actually has 2 front wheels, so it's really stable. You can really load that sucker up with some weight. Look at this. Like I said, probably got a little bit too much in here, but you know, it worked itself out. It wasn't that big a deal. So yeah, and just so you know, there is a footer mix when you order your concrete. If you're going to be ordering it to pour footers, just tell them you want a footer mix. That's going to be a different mix than what you'd use is for like a slab or a driveway or a porch or something like that. So that's another, because what it is, it's a different PSI rating to actual handle more weight than what a slab would, of course. So, and here I am just working that concrete out, raking it out, trying to see if how much I actually had that was too much in this footer, and just leveling it out as I go. Tamp, 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 tamp. How exciting. No, it's just part of the job, man. It's just something you got to get used to. Just repetitive movements. That is one thing about a house. You know, it takes a lot of knowledge, but it's definitely a lot of labor. That's why we are all excellent laborers here. But you know, doing this, you'll save a lot of money pouring your own footers too, instead of paying a concrete person just to do something simple like this. You don't want to waste your money if you're on a budget here. So if you have a day off and a couple friends, you can easily tackle this job yourself. And we got lucky on this day. It was nice and sunny. We didn't have to worry about rushing to get it done before rain or anything like that. And with footers, if it did start raining, you know, that's not near as critical as if it started raining when you're pouring a slab that actually has a finished top. So you want to make sure you don't get a downpour or anything like that. But all in all, it's definitely not near as critical as pouring a slab. There's me checking my phone, probably looking at stocks or something. But hey, you know, if you have a little downtime to do something, that's cool. And bring plenty of water when you're out here doing this, because it might not look that hard on video, but you know, it's pretty strenuous after you do this for a while. But I think it took us, I want to say an hour and a half to pour these footers, and it didn't take too long, something like that. And no, you know what, it might have been 2 hours by the time it's said and done. I think we started around 1 and finished up around 3, so it's probably a couple hours. And like I said, this is pretty standard house size here. I want to say it's about 2,000 square foot by the time it's said and done, not counting the garage. So, you know, it's no small house, but it's pretty typical for the area I live in. But there I am raking it out and going ahead and tamping across there lightly to find that grade pin. And when you're going across there, you'll feel the grade pin if you're about the same depth that you should be. So if you're wondering why there's a board formed right there, it's just a step down in the footer. You'll want to make that 8 inches because the blocks that you get to lay the foundation come in 8 inches. So each step has to be 8 inch.
So we had enough concrete to finish. I got the garage done here. He's just had a good bit left, and right here is going to be a covered deck, I believe. This is my dad's house. I ain't for sure the plans, but I think that's what he's doing here. This is going to be plenty of a footer for a deck. Clearly. Looks like we got all the footings done for this house. This house is about 2,000 square foot, and this is going to be a concrete porch. So it's going to get a block wall up to about here, and then it's going to be filled in with dirt and concrete and gravel. And right now, like I said, we're standing in this garage. I think it's 24 by 24. So this is going to be a pretty nice house. Look at this view. I mean, where do you get a better view than this? Do you got any tips for anybody who wants to do their own footers?
Yeah, one way you can save a little and get a real neat job is make them 18 inches wide, that's the code, and 8 inches deep. And form of boards, 2x10s works great. Put pins 3 foot apart, your grade pins. Set all your pins if you want to ahead of time, run your boards down both sides. It's really simple, nothing much to it.
There you go.
And you'll save on your concrete.
Yep.
And you'll save on the block layer, breaking his legs, and you save on your first row of the block.
There you go. All right.
Ends up doing you a decent job.
There you go, said by a professional. So let me show you what he's talking about here. Smash that like button and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.